precisely 6:15. This is the news on Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Edited by Lal Malawarachi, read by Sabrina Zavahir. The headlines. The Minister of Labour says that outdated labour laws will be updated. An extensive study will be conducted to review the progress of the provincial councils. The Supreme Court concludes contempt of court case against Ranjan Ramanayaka. The CID seizes a haul of heroin, firearms and ammunition in Ratgama. And in news overseas, South Korea closes Seoul schools amid rise in cases. The local news in detail. Minister of Labour Nimal Siripala de Silva says that many outdated labour laws will be updated for the benefit of the working people. Many of such outdated laws have caused hindrance to grant benefits to employees in both public and private sector entities. At a discussion held today at the ministry with top officials of the Labour Department, the minister said that some laws related to the EPF will also be updated to provide more benefits to the members. The 500,000 rupees maximum compensation allowance paid to victimised workers will be increased to 2 million rupees under new amendments. State Minister Rear Admiral Sarath Weerasekara instructs the relevant officials to conduct extensive study on the provincial council system in Sri Lanka. The aim of this move is to review the progress of the provincial council since their establishment in 1988. Special attention will be focused on the matter whether the provincial councils have rendered a significant service to the country to suit the public funds that have been allocated to them during the past 32 years. State Minister Sarath Weerasekara says that after reviewing the progress, a decision will be taken whether to abolish the provincial council system. The Supreme Court has concluded the contempt of court case filed against parliamentarian Ranjan Ramanayaka. The case was heard before the Supreme Court three-judge bench consisting of Justices Sisira Diobru, Vijitha Malalgoda and Preeti Padman Surasena today. The bench has decided to take up further clarification on the case on the 21st of October. The case was filed against State Minister Ranjan Ramanayaka over contempt of court charges for making defamatory remarks against the judiciary on the 21st of August in 2017. This news is brought to you by Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing the local news. An officer attached to the Police Narcotics Bureau who is currently under arrest has been remanded by Colombo Chief Magistrate Lankaja Ratna. The suspect was remanded until the 31st of August. The Criminal Investigation Department has notified the court that information was uncovered about the defendant being in possession of 31 counterfeit currency notes of 5,000 rupees. Hence, investigations have been launched into the suspect under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Police say that a man who was taken into custody for stealing a handcart while begging near the Kochikade church has been found to be a millionaire residing in Pamanua in Maharagama. Police has also found a Wagoner and a luxury car in the garden of luxury upstairs house of this 64-year millionaire beggar in Pamanua. He earns a monthly income of 30,000 rupees as rent for the upper floor of this house and daily income of 5,000 rupees in begging. That concludes the local news. Next up, it's the main news story.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Taking a look at the main news story, The Prisons Department said that CCTV cameras will be fixed in the 3 main prisons in Colombo. Prisons Commissioner and spokesman Chandana Ekanayaka said the CCTV cameras would be fixed to the Raymond, Magazine and Velikada prisons in Colombo. This will ensure the safety of prisons and thwart violence and criminal activities that take place inside prisons. Mr. Ekanayaka said CCTV cameras are already in place at the Angunukola Palace and Bursa prisons, while STF personnel have also been deployed outside these prisons so as to beef up these external security at prisons and to get their support when search operations are carried out in prisons. That came to you in our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Watchlight, the consumers seriously complain about the sudden price hike on fresh milk. The prices of packets weighing 1 litre and 500 millilitres have increased in the range of 10 to 20 rupees. Some price hikes are done arbitrarily without the consent of the Consumer Affairs Authority. As a result, the low-income families are affected. This is for the attention of CAA. That came to you in Watchlight. A bulletin of world news follows.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
People's Leasing, the trusted leader. From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
The headlines of the world news. South Korea closes Seoul schools amid rise in cases. Bali closed to foreign tourists until end of 2020. Africa to be declared free of wild polio in milestone. The news from overseas in detail now. South Korea has ordered the closure of all schools and kindergartens in the Greater Seoul area following a rise in coronavirus cases there. Nearly 200 staff and students have been infected in the Greater Seoul area over the past 2 weeks. Remote learning will continue until 11th September, the Ministry of Education said. Health authorities have warned that the country is on the brink of a nationwide outbreak. The Indonesian island of Bali will not open to foreign tourists again this year due to coronavirus concerns. Authorities of the popular holiday destination had earlier said foreign visitors would be allowed to return from next month, but the plan has been scrapped over concerns about Indonesia's mounting COVID-19 cases. The move has renewed worries about the impact on residents in an economy heavily dependent on tourism. Africa is to be declared free from wild polio by the independent body, the Africa Regional Certification Commission states. Polio usually affects children under 5, sometimes leading to irreversible paralysis. Death can occur when breathing muscles are affected by the paralysis. There is no cure, but the polio vaccine protects children for life. The disease is now only found in Afghanistan and Pakistan. That concludes World News, and the headlines of the World News once again. South Korea closes Seoul schools amid rise in cases. Bali closed to foreign tourists until end of 2020. Africa to be declared free of wild polio in milestone. That concludes World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
People's Leasing, the trusted leader. From the the first step you take till the time we meet. The trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In development news, the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka has signed an agreement with Pearl Energy Limited to launch a floating storage LNG trading facility at the port of Hambantota with an investment of $97.2 million or nearly 18 billion rupees. Termed Hambantota LNG Hub, the venture will bring LNG to the doorstep of Sri Lanka with a primary aim of trading LNG in the region utilizing the strategic location of Hambantota. The LNG hub will become a landmark infrastructure development for the region, paving the way to broader access to natural gas as a primary fuel in South Asia. The company will deploy small LNG carriers to redistribute LNG to South India and the Maldives, providing LNG as a clean and affordable alternative to the industries in these locations. That was development news. Moving on to sports news. Alistair Cook continued to pile on first-class runs, but rain looks set to force Essex and Hampshire towards the draw. Former England captain Cook now has 66 first-class hundreds, having struck a near-flawless three figures at Arundel before reaching his 24,000th run in first-class cricket, something only 146 men have done beforehand. He ended on unbeaten 129 with Essex on 249 for 3, with play concluding at lunch due to the torrential rain, making an already wet outfield sod on. That concludes sports news. Next up is the business news.
The wait is over, and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goal.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
In business news, Sri Lanka rupee was quoted flat at 184.90 cents to 185.10 cents against the US dollar on Tuesday from Monday's closing, while bond yields too were unchanged, dealers said. In the secondary government securities markets, bond yields were flat in dull mid-morning trade with no maturity showing high liquidity, dealers said. That was business news.
The wait is over, and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goal.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
In economic news, Sampath Bank
Economic
PLC
News, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
In economic news, Sampath Bank PLC recently announced that its asset base has surpassed 1 trillion rupees, making it the youngest bank in Sri Lanka to achieve this feat. This is a significant milestone for the bank, as very few players in the industry have reached this landmark. This achievement is particularly noteworthy given the volatile market conditions experienced during the last 1.5 years and is a true testament to the strength and stability of Sampath Bank and the confidence placed in it by investors and customers alike. That was a look at economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah,
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh, no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage draw commenced 24th August to 13th September. Discounts up to 40%. Come today to CIB.
Finally, it's a look at the weather report. Showers or thunder showers may occur at several places in central, eastern and Uva provinces and in Polonnaruwa and Mullaitivu districts after 2 p.m, says the Met Department. Several spells of light showers are likely in western and Sabaragamo provinces and in Gaul and Matara districts, particularly during the morning. Wind speed can increase up to 40 kilometers at times over northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. That was the weather report. Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage draw commenced 24th August to 13th September. Discounts up to 40%. Come today to CIB.
Prior to concluding this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. The Minister of Labour says that outdated labour laws will be updated. An extensive study will be conducted to review the progress of the provincial councils. The Supreme Court concludes contempt of court case against Ranjan Ramanayaka. The CID seizes a haul of heroin, firearms and ammunition in Rathgama.